Thanks for tuning in. My name is John Michael. I just want to talk about my baby for a minute. My baby, it's a miracle. It's a miracle baby. How can this happen, right? I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for so long. And, you know, I can't really explain what happened. Okay, so let me explain what my perspective is on this whole thing. There's this kind of birth control method, okay, that is native to this country that I'm in. And my wife, it kind of explained it to me, but I don't really understand because I don't speak this kind of language. That they're twisting the ovaries. Okay, there's a birth control method, a natural birth control method caused by the massage therapist person. Now, I don't really know if it's a kind of voodoo or what is it, or natural massages, or I don't know what it is, but there's basically like it's a real birth control method. And what happened was, my wife and I, when we started seeing each other, we were like, well, what's going on? Why are you not getting pregnant? And then one day she was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I twisted my ovary, but it doesn't, the English of it, I'm not saying it correctly in the English. That was in Tagalog, actually. In Tagalog, it's a different language, but then in Visaya language, which is a different language, it means something else, and I'm not 100% sure exactly how that works because I'm not at the massage person there. So, but anyway, I'm not this kind of voodoo person. I stay away from that. But my wife is she's a Christian lady and all this stuff. She certainly has strong family values, and she's great. Right? She's my wife. I love her so much. She gave me so many children so far. So basically, what happened is she was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. Actually, we lost a baby. We actually lost a baby." And then she was like, "What's going on? What's?" And then she went to this massage person, right? So, and I went to the massage person, and it hurts. Like it hurts. And she's whatever. I don't know what's going on there. I can't really explain it. I'm not doing the video a good service because I just can't explain it. I don't know. But anyway, it's a natural birth control method. It is. So anyway, this twisting of the ovaries. Maybe somebody else can explain it better than me. I'm not a massage therapist. I'm not a female, so I don't actually know what's going on. But anyway, I do believe that after my honey son, which was born in December 2003, I think something she got into her head that she was, she had three children, boom, 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 just like that, and she was like, oh man, I gotta have a break, and I don't blame her. I mean, she's three children in 3 years, boom, she's needs a break, right? So she probably got her ovaries twisted again, right? Whatever. How does that work? I don't know. Do you actually twist the ovaries, or I don't know. I don't actually know how that works. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know. So then anyway, when my wife's mother came back and she said something about, they were doing the massage again, and then boom, this new baby comes in. Oh wow, this new baby comes in. My wife's 35 years old. 35 years old. I'm a little bit older than her, not too much, right? But I got a new baby. Oh wow, 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 wow. So as you know, the birthing age is from the ages of 15 to 35, right? That's the peak age of a woman. And so my woman's 35 years old, right? And she is having a baby right now. Having a baby. I don't know. So what's this thing? Twisting of the ovaries. I don't actually know what's happening. I don't know. I really don't know. But anyway, my wife's mother was doing the thing, and then she was like, because it hurts, right? It's a painful thing. But then after that, boom, right? Because we've been trying for like, well, how old is my son? My son is like 12. Well, it's almost 16, 17, 18 months that he's born, right? So 18 months. And I was like, what's going on? Why is she not getting pregnant? And no, not getting pregnant. Not this month, not this month. And I was getting antsy. I was like, look, I'll make a deal with you, please. I just want another bag. It's my natural feel. I don't know. I don't know why, but and I'm telling my partner in there, he's all like, you know what I mean? When you got this whole your body's there craving for another baby, you just want to do any kind of thing you want. And she's like, take me for a vacation and we'll get pregnant or whatever. I was like, what, a vacation? She's like, buy me a van or whatever. She wants not a minivan, but an actual full size van, I guess, full size van, like pickup truck or something. Anyway, so I was making a deal. I just wanted a baby so bad. My whole body, my whole essence was like, I want this baby. I want this baby. I want this baby. I want this baby. I was literally going crazy. I was literally going to, having all the kinds of ideas about what's going on. Why is my wife not getting pregnant? I don't understand. Listen, I feel bad. I feel bad because I know she wasn't ready. I know that, right? I'm not some kind of guy that's going to force her and be like, no, you gotta get pregnant right now. No, no. And I patiently waited. I patiently waited. Oh, I'm so cruel. I'm so cruel. But no, actually, I was I was very patient. But it's very very strange. How can she, do that natural, birth control, right? The twisting of the ovaries. I don't know. I don't actually understand what's going on. But I know that her mom came, right? She was coming here, and her mom fixed her up and all this stuff, pushing on her. I was in my class. I was working. I'm a teacher. It's my job. So I was in my class and I was teaching my Chinese students, and then I was hearing them yelling and screaming, and then the kids running around and nobody's watching the kids and everything because I'm on my class, and then she went right to sleep, right? She went right to sleep. It's like the middle of the day. It's like, what's going on with my wife? So that's probably when she got her ovaries untwisted. Right? Does that make sense? Not really, but whatever. Anyway, that's how it happened. So then, boom, all of a sudden, boom. So it is actually cool that my grandmother, well, it's terrible that my grandmother died, but it's cool how that 3 days after my grandmother died, the conception was successful there. I was pretty impressed. My grandmother, oh man, I miss her. She was a really, really wonderful grandmother. It doesn't help that the funeral parlor did such a good job on her. It just looks like she's sleeping peacefully, right? She doesn't look like. That's not a kind of person that would, in my mind, There's some people, okay, they're really dead. I can picture it in my mind. It's part of the grieving process, I'm sure. But, I cannot, for any stretch of the imagination, believe that my grandmother's actually gone. You she was sick and all this stuff. She was old and all this stuff, but no, she's certainly not. Right, and she was, religious and all that stuff. So I'm a Catholic and all this stuff, but definitely religious. So will the Lord grant her or has the Lord granted her the grace? Well, I believe so anyway, because I never seen her do anything wrong. I don't know. She probably did something wrong in her youth, some sort of minor sins about whatever. Smoking. Yeah, I remember she was smoking. So there's some sin there, but I mean, very very. Compared to any people around here, very very little. But anyway, man, my grandmother was a wonderful lady, really really wonderful lady. So I'm 100%. Won the jackpot in the grandmother department. She lived to 100 years old. 97 years old, almost 100 years old. So 3 days after she died, the conception actually happened. Right, my new baby. Right, but what's this new? Kind of new baby here. It's incredible. I mean, how can this new baby just come? Boom. When I was trying and trying, we were trying and trying and trying and trying. Well, I was trying anyway. I don't know how she was trying, but I was trying to get her pregnant, right? I was. I mean, this is what I do, is I try to get my wife pregnant. And I was trying to sweet talk her, buy her some ice cream and candy and chocolates and whatever. Because my heart just really wanted this new baby. And when I learned that the birth control, pregnancy test was positive, so this type of natural birth control about twisting the ovaries, I wonder if we could somehow document that or learn more about it, because I don't know. I don't actually know how that works, right? I really don't know, but I know that it works. It actually does work, right? You can try to sweet talk her and say, "Oh, listen, I'll get you some chocolate and candy and all this stuff, cake." I bought her a cake once, and I was like, "A baby's a blessing, a baby's a blessing." I put it on the cake, but it failed. Right, until my wife's mother, you know, massaged her, healed or whatever, yeah, boom, there's the baby. I literally am the dad again. I mean, how special is that? What a nice baby. I'm so thankful. Thank you, Lord, for this new baby. Thank you so much. Certainly not deserving of all the blessings that the Lord gave me. That is, I'm certainly not deserving of all the blessings that the Lord gave me. That is certainly true. Man, but anyway, it's cool. Man, natural birth control. I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. I can't say yes. I can't say no. I don't even know what it is. I don't understand. But it works, I guess. I don't know. Who knows?